What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Proper Gaming Talk Show. We are your hosts, Anthology and J-Dubs. Coming at you.
What up? What's going on, guys?
Yo, you always do your intro like mad late. You always like, and then you start talking. It's like, okay.
Because you don't cue in the. I mean, I guess you did cue in the introduction, but sometimes you just keep going on, and then sometimes you don't. So like, I never know if it's you're gonna keep going or what. Because sometimes you can just be both of us and just keep it rocking. So like,
I mean, that's fair.
I didn't know there was that time for that.
Either way, we're your hosts as usual. Back at again with another video talking about what's new, what's shitty in the video game scope this week. Fair warning, this is not a topic that happened this week. That actually came out last week, but people are still ranting and raving about it, and we're still seeing fallout from it. So we're talking about it now because I was away last week and I couldn't talk about it then. Sorry, guys.
No, it seems like every time Patrick goes on vacation, things happen, and then we're like, yo, let's get on it. It's like, oh, well, my internet's shitty, and I can't really do anything down here. I'm in Mexico. I'm like, bro, why?
Well, last week I was on vacation, okay? And then there's going to be another 2 weeks in like October, November, where I'm also going to be on vacation again. So, sorry, guys.
When the biggest bangers are coming out, like we could be talking about this shit, but oh man, I might have to bring in some extra muscle to handle this channel. Jesus.
Well, you got Ed. You can always rope in Ed.
Yeah, that's true.
Always an opportunity. Anyway, today we are talking about PlayStation yet again being stupid. They've been on a losing streak for like 2 months now. Last month
honestly, this whole era has had me very, very shaky of them. Just the whole era.
No,
honestly.
I mean you're not wrong. Last month they gave us an extremely underwhelming PS Plus spread of free games. They were just really boring. I didn't download a single one. I didn't even touch them. I didn't even look at them. I was like, nah. I saw the announcement. I'm like, I'm good. And then to double down on their stupidity, apparently, they raised the price for all their subscription tiers by like $40.
Actually, it was
for what?
It was 24. It was like double each one. It was 20 for essential. It was 40 for
it was anywhere
the middle
between
one, and then it was 20 for the middle one, and then it was 40 for the premium. Which, oh my god,
yeah,
Jesus.
Sorry, it was $20 to $40 increase across the board. So just to give you the numbers right away, so we can just dive in and start ranting. PlayStation Plus Essential plan will go from $60 a year to $80 a year. Extra plan is going from $100 to $135 a year, and premium plan is going from $120 to $160 a year. All, might I add, without any additional features being added. Like nothing. It's still the same tiers that were announced last year, I guess. And if you don't remember those, it's the Essential, Extra, and Premium. All that give you different features depending on the tier, similar to what Xbox does, of course. But now, like the lowest tier for PlayStation is more expensive than the lowest tier for Xbox. However, Xbox Game Pass Ultimate is still about $200 a year, so it's significantly more expensive than PlayStation.
Yeah, but you also get more for that $200 a year.
You get a lot more. You get a lot of performance. You get all the games day one, streamable and downloadable. PlayStation doesn't do that. I'm playing Starfield right now because I got Game Pass Ultimate, so I could, play it because I really wanted to freaking play it. Like, geez. But yeah, PlayStation tiers, they're still not doing day one launches. They are still they have the streaming, but it's only for like specific stuff. The streaming is only for original PlayStation, PS2, PSP, and PS4 games. So it's still not PS5 games that you can stream. There's that. So it's still the same tiers. You're just having to pay more now. And they gave no explanation except we're raising the prices. Deal with
And
it.
now we know why they cut out the PS5 from the streaming because they wanted to save that streaming feature for their lame ass portal that looks like
Well,
some
no, that's the
elongated
thing.
sex toy.
That's the thing.
And it looks very ugly.
The portal isn't a streaming device. It's still not a streaming device. You can only use it to remote play games that you already have downloaded on your system. That's it. That's the
but
only thing the portal
but
does. It's not a streaming
but
device.
but technically that is the streaming of PS5 games. Just
What's remote play? Remote play
a
and
little
streaming
fun
is
tat there.
remote play and streaming is very different. Let's not confuse the people, okay?
but
There's a
but
difference between remote play and xCloud, okay? Like huge difference there. But yeah.
not the Sony apparently. But it is still lame that you can't do PS. It's very
It's so
lackluster. Very,
stupid.
very
It's
lackluster.
so dumb. I don't know what the hell Sony's doing. Oh, and then before we even dive in deeper into this, they also tripled down. I guess that's a word, right? By giving us another month of extremely boring games for PlayStation Plus Essential. Like, the 3 free games you get every single month. I mean, we got Saints Row, the remake, which was fucking trash. And by the way, the devs that made that game no longer exist because that game was trash. Black Desert Travel Edition. I will say Black Desert is a caveat because it can be fun. And then Generation Zero, which it looked like an interesting concept, but had its issues. It was a smaller budget game. Still looks interesting, but definitely
I mean, the
not.
only one. I mean, the only one that was really. The only one was really lackluster was the Saints Row. The other ones were just not excitable because nobody played them. So that's kind of different.
Exactly. Like
Which like,
Black
I feel
Desert
like
has a very niche fan base, and Generation Zero made zero splash when that came out. It came out, and no one really.
it was more of a PC. It was more of a
Yeah,
PC thing. It's
yeah.
got great reviews on Steam.
I'm
Like
sure it
yeah,
did. Yeah,
so like
I had a lot of weird like performance issues on console, so there's that. I don't know why, but yeah. And then
and
Saints Row was just a bad game. Saints Row was just plain
that's the thing. And I mean, another gut punch is that the fact that they raise these prices on this tier list, and it's still not compatible with the portal. Like even that would have made
no,
more sense
seriously,
if you're going to.
seriously.
That would have add more value, But you can't
Like
even
if
do
you were
that. So
gonna,
like, what exactly?
no,
Like,
exactly. That's
but
exactly right.
like
Like that's why I kind of thought I was like, okay, so if they're raising the prices, they are probably going to be introducing some portal like features that are now going to be added into the tiers. So it's like an incentive to get the portal because it will make sense in the long run. But no, there's fucking nothing. There's no special features for the portal. Still just a remote play device. The new prices are just what they are, and it doesn't make sense like at all.
no, and that's the thing. It was already bad that we had to pay $60 a year. Now you got to pay $80 a year just to play like
60 bucks
your
a
game.
year wasn't a bad thing. Like that's pretty standard even for
Eh,
like even for Xbox. The core Xbox Game Pass is still $60 a year, but that arguably gets you so much more because even just the core Game Pass still gives you day one releases.
yeah, but
Like,
you're still getting double charged for internet, so that's also
well,
like
I mean,
kind of
I mean
lame.
that's
And now,
that's a
but now
whole
the
thing, different thing.
yeah, but now the tier list is as much as internet bills, and even more than.
Oh
So then
yeah,
it's just like, thank you. Like now it makes more sense. Then now it's more important. Like, oh, it's just $60 a year. That's still just about as much as a fucking Wi-Fi bill. Like you're getting
no, for
double
sure.
charged, bro.
For sure. Well,
And
I
now
mean,
it's even
okay,
worse.
so like Wi-Fi, like this is $60 a year versus $60 a month. So that's significantly different, I would say. That's just getting like an extra month tacked onto your internet bill, which man.
So now I gotta pay an extra almost $100. No, thank you.
So basically, that's like an extra month of electricity, which
Like,
that sucks. Like that's not great. All along with not giving you any new features at all. No, nothing new, nothing added, absolutely nothing. You're just paying more for the same thing. Again, it would make sense if they were adding new features, but they're not. At least they didn't say they were. You know?
no.
Like they
And
might
then
add them
even if
later,
they
but they
were,
should have announced that when they announced the price increases. Like, hey, we're raising the prices, but you're getting all these new features along with these raised prices. Kind of cushion the blow. Be like,
yeah,
oh, okay, sure, that makes sense. No, they're
no, I
fucking
think
not.
I think they're a little bit more sadistic than that. I think that they're marketing it badly on purpose because they knew originally it was a very lackluster product, but they wanted to try it anyway, see what happens. So they make it seem extra terrible. Then they announce all these features that were already going to be
Honestly,
in there in the first place, and then make people be like, "Oh, all right, maybe it's not as bad. Maybe I'll pick it up." But
honestly,
all in
I
all, it's
kind of
still a
feel
terrible
like
product, even with all these older
no, it
things.
is, it is, and honestly,
It's
on
still
that
a terrible
note,
product
I
regardless.
kind of feel like the new PS Plus prices are because they're losing money on the tier system.
That was another
I
theory
almost,
too.
I
Yeah.
almost, I almost guarantee that's why. Because I really would like to see the numbers of how many like premium and even extra subscribers there are or have been since those tiers launched. Because most of the people I know just stuck with the regular, PS Plus Essential because the streaming was only for older games, which yeah, that's fine, but the library sucks. Extra
And then
doesn't
the
really,
PS4 library,
yeah,
everybody's been through all those games already. Like,
exactly.
and it's like a lot. But here's the thing though, like that's the difference between modern gaming and old school gaming. Old school gaming games are timeless. You want to go back to those all the time,
No,
which is why the
of
whole
course, no, and
thing,
I get
But like PS4, and I'm not saying that there aren't PS4 games that you want to go back to, but it's a lot more few and far between, than
sure,
like some
yeah,
of the older generations.
and
So and plus we
yeah,
just had the PS4, so people don't really miss it yet. You
no,
know what I mean?
exactly. Like
And then
more
they're
people will
like
go
they're
back to play
remastering
like
all these games.
yeah,
Sorry,
more
go
people
ahead.
will go back to play PS2, even PSP games. If they had PS3, oh my God, everyone would. That would have been your biggest seller to do PS3 games,
Yeah.
but because the PS3 was special, it's hard to do because they were weird.
Ah, bullshit. I'm playing PS2 games right. I mean, I'm not playing PS2 games right now.
You play PS3 games on a PS3. That's what you're doing. That's what
No.
you're doing.
Sure. And
Yes,
then
a PS3 on my PC.
And then I think the other thing about what's different with modern gaming is that because we're like remastering and re-upgrading all these previous console games, like you couldn't upgrade and remaster the PS2 games when the PS3 was out and then just bring it along. I mean, you could, but it would be a lot more. It would take a lot more, or you couldn't
Yeah,
remaster the PS1 games on the PS2. That wasn't a thing back
exactly.
then.
Like the
You know what I
PS1 and
mean?
the
So
PS3
like,
was both very special systems. That's why we didn't see a whole lot. We saw a couple of remasters for the PS to the PS4 from the PS3, like Last of Us, for example, but not a
so then
whole
like,
lot.
yeah, within like a year,
Yeah,
and
it
that's the thing,
was.
like.
Yeah,
Those PS1, you had to miss those games because you couldn't get them anywhere. Once they were gone, they were gone. And once they stopped making it
exactly.
for that, they stopped. So you're missing these games. You're not missing games from PS4 because they're all getting remasters, upgrades, next gen, this, that, and the third. So you're
100%.
carrying it with you. So like I feel like that's why Essential doesn't really make much value either. So
It
just from a
really
marketing
like
standpoint and a
it's
consumer standpoint.
no, you're 100% right because again, looking over at Xbox Game Pass, you get a whole lot more for just the core Xbox Game Pass, which is still like $11 a month, and they do it weirdly because you can't buy a year subscriptions to Game Pass. You can only do
Yeah.
monthly, which is weird, but also that's kind of fine. They literally designed it so you could like get it to play
Mm,
certain games day one, and then if you didn't want it, you could just get rid of it. You could just like
Yeah.
cancel it and renew it, cancel and renew it. You can do the same thing on PlayStation, of course. That's you could still do monthly on PlayStation. It just makes more sense to do yearly because you know there's not as many of those features on PlayStation. Core Xbox Game Pass still gets you all the day one launch releases. Like
Yeah. And then
the
their
price
whole
is
catalog back
free.
to Xbox
It's
One,
free.
like yeah, whole
Now
catalog back to
the
Xbox One,
caveat,
back to the first Xbox too,
yeah,
and it's like
no,
it's really
exactly.
dope.
Now the caveat for that is like Phil Spencer has come out and said that they don't make money on Game Pass like at all because in fact they're probably losing money on that purely because
Oh
nobody's
yeah,
buying new games. They're all just downloading them for free. all the Xbox first party games are just downloading for free, and even third party games sometimes they're releasing on Game Pass. So it's like shit. Like for all those developers, they have to pay them for those games out of pocket to make up for those loss in sales.
Yeah,
So
but
they're
you know what?
100% losing money,
This
but
is this
it's
is this
amazing for
is
the
them.
consumer.
But that's what I'm saying. They're showing the flex, not only the flex in pro consumerism, but just the flex of pro. This is Mr. Pro Moneybags, baby. They are
No, for
handled by
real.
Bill Gates, the richest man in the universe. He
Yeah,
could buy a fucking planet. Like, this
you're
man could
not
buy a
wrong.
fucking planet and have plenty to spare. Like, they're just like, oh man, millions of dollars.
Yeah,
Look,
right.
this
It's like,
money
oh,
suit is still fly. Oh
let
man.
me light my money cigar with $100 bill.
Of money.
For
Just
the
like
next
this,
man money.
and then it's just
Yeah.
like PlayStation's like, yo, we can't be that pro consumer. We gotta be scummy. So you know what?
Yeah.
Because we can have the clout, they can have the finance. We got the clout, so we're raising our
Yeah.
prices, and our gamers aren't going anywhere. The fucking
Well,
balls,
that's the
right?
thing.
Like,
That's the thing, right? Because, like, okay, so here's a tidbit for you guys, right? There are still plenty of ways to not pay the full price for any of the tiers, at least not essential, because I've only seen the essential subscriptions out there. But go on CD keys and just they always have like digital codes for like 20, at least 20% off or more. I haven't paid full price for PlayStation Plus subscription in years. I think this year was the only
yeah.
one I did because it renewed by accident because I forgot to turn off auto renew. Turn off auto renew. Go on CD keys. Buy a handful of codes because they don't expire. So, like, if you see a good deal, you just stock the hell up on codes, and then you can just consistently put them
Yeah,
in.
man.
Just set a reminder
No,
on your
no,
phone
no.
and be like, "Hey, the PlayStation Plus expired," and then you just like, go in, redeem the code, and you got another year for like $40,
Hope to
significantly
God
cheaper.
Sony doesn't see this. Hope to
What can
God
they do?
Sony
It's a
doesn't see this.
legitimate
There's no.
website. It's not like this is like a pirate website. It's not like it's a you know scummy website that they're stealing codes from. Right? They're not doing that.
I'm
They're
a,
a legitimate
I'm a,
seller. Like they're a legitimate merchandise seller for Sony, Steam, Xbox. You can do the same thing on Xbox. You can do the same thing on Steam, Epic Games,
bro.
EA Play, all that shit. They sell all those codes. They're not fake codes.
We're
They're
about
real
to
codes.
disappear.
They're real.
We're about
They're
to
real
disappear.
codes, dude. They're
The
real
lights are just
codes.
gonna flicker, and we're just gonna disappear. That's it. It's like, yo, how dare you
Look,
tell them to
look.
not pay our full prices? It's still a crime to
Oh,
them. This is, they're only like right now they're sliding into Nintendo area. They're only being slightly less scummy than
yeah,
Nintendo right now. I
yeah.
mean, so
But
don't make them
what?
start making
When
patents
your
and shit. Like,
when your core subscription is more expensive than Xbox Game Pass, and they give you way less shit, like significantly less shit, never pay full price. Don't pay full price if you don't have to. Seriously, come on.
they were man enough to admit that they can afford to do what Game Pass does because they would lose too much money. They they
They
they,
would.
they manned up
They
and
one
said
hundred
it.
percent would because they don't have as deep pockets as Microsoft.
But
Obviously,
this is
Microsoft
also the
has
same
fucking
company that was. I mean, this is also the same company that was bitching and whining that they couldn't make games that could rival Call. They don't have the creativity and the
which is
innovation to
bullshit.
make
Which
anything
is
that
bullshit because
could make anything that could rival Call of
they
Duty. Like,
literally have Guerrilla Games that made
bunch of bitches.
they made Killzone. Killzone was a really
Me,
solid
right? Me.
FPS
Meanwhile,
game.
you fucking got
What are
Killzone
they
in the
doing right now?
corner.
They're
Like,
literally just play. Guerrilla's literally just building Horizon, which is fine, and that's a whole other conversation about like single franchise
but
devs.
like,
Really. But still, that's another conversation for
but the
another
whole
time.
the whole
But
reason
still,
why some of these franchises like Killzone and Resistance aren't being talked about anymore is because they cooked the last game into
oh
destruction.
yeah,
Like
no,
they just
they definitely they killed it
like
because
Resistance 3. As much as I loved how modern it was very
it
mid.
wasn't. Yeah,
And
it
then
wasn't great. And then
And then that
Killzone
Killzone
Shadow
4 for
was so
PS4.
bad.
Oh my god,
Such
and
a
I
bad
tried
game.
to like it. I
But
really
Killzone
tried to get
3,
into it.
2 and 3 were
Yeah,
absolutely astounding games.
yeah,
Like,
they were great. They were
okay.
amazing.
Then you have Crisis in there, which
Two,
is not a PlayStation exclusive. It was actually a PC exclusive for the longest time, but it like got
oh, it's
extremely
amazing.
popular on PlayStation, on
Yeah,
PlayStation 3
dude.
and 4. Like 2
Yeah.
and 3 got extremely popular on PlayStation 3 and 4. So,
Crisis 2 was
woo,
actually the FPS
woo,
game that actually
woo.
changed my mind about FPS.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
Crisis
it
2
was
was
that one.
incredible.
That was
Crisis 3 was also very good, had its issues, but Crisis 3 was also very good.
I used to hate shooters and be horrible at them, and then I got Uncharted 1 when Uncharted 1 had just come out. Nobody knew what it was, and
Yeah,
I started getting into third person shooters from Uncharted. So like
exactly, exactly.
it was a bit of a
Like,
process,
so you know
but
how you rival COD? Make a legitimately dope ass third person shooter. Don't try to get into the FPS game. Make a legitimately dope ass third person shooter, okay? Like Fortnite. Fortnite took off, and that's a third person shooter. Like, come on.
no, no, not like Fortnite. I'm so sick
No,
of
I'm not
Fortnite.
saying like
What?
Fortnite, but I'm saying Fortnite is an example because they were a third person shooter before they were anything else. They got popular off the
um,
building mechanics and the fact that it was a battle royale. But still, most third
Nah,
person
man,
shooters
people
don't
played that
scale.
bitch because it was free. Let's be honest. We all
True.
played it because it was a free game.
I
And
mean, yeah,
then
but
after
people
like
spent
3 years,
money on it
then it kind of took
because
off.
people
Yeah,
spent money on it because it ended up being a phenomenon. And let's be honest, it's not a horrible game. You gotta admit
it's
they do well by
I
making
very
things.
much I very much hate Fortnite. It
Oh
is
no,
a
I don't
toss-up
like the
game.
aesthetic
It
and
is
I don't like
a,
the culture of Fortnite, but the like Epic Games behind Fortnite, like they know how to work their base. They know how to cater to their base, and they do a good job. And the game itself is not mechanically not bad. It's just I don't like the aesthetic. I don't like the stuff about it. But
don't like the mechanics either. It feels weird. I just can't fuck with the
it is
game.
what
It's
it is.
just
But either way, it's the third person shooter that took the hell off. You could literally
yeah.
do that, Tony, and I highly
I
recommend you
mean,
do. That'd be amazing,
but that's the
honestly.
thing. That's
If we
that's
get like a online third person FPS or third person shooter, that'd be lit.
I mean, but that was the theory when they brought Bungie, right? That's why I don't understand the bitching and moaning because I'm like, aren't you guys
Seriously,
secretly working on all these multiplayer games right now? Like,
right? Like
or whatever Bungie's working on.
if
Like,
anyone was gonna do it, it would be Bungie. Like they made Halo. Like come on, you could. That is the perfect dev to make a rival to Call of Duty because Halo is the only franchise that rivaled Call of Duty, and it was an exclusive to Xbox.
yeah,
You could argue Medal of Honor, maybe if you really wanted to, but or Battlefield. You could definitely argue Battlefield. Battlefield would probably be the better example. But like, come on, Halo got huge
I
and it was
mean,
an exclusive. Bungie could make another third person shooter multiplayer game, and it would be lit.
and that's the thing. I'm saying ta bye bye. I stopped getting the year subscription a while ago because I wasn't playing it as often. And then
That's fair.
all of my multiplayer games that I played on PlayStation, I have moved to PC where I only
And
get charged once for internet, and I can have all the internet for as long as I want
unfortunately,
without doing anything, and I still
unfortunately,
get
there's still a
hundreds
lot
of
of
free game
games.
from Steam
Unfortunately, there's still a lot
and
of
Epic.
games that don't have crossplay, which still sucks. Like Remnant, that's a
It does.
huge bummer. Huge, a
Yeah, very,
bummer is
very
a bummer.
huge.
That boy.
But I mean, I feel like this is a good time for people to start thinking about like other platforms,
I think this might be
hopping
the last.
ship.
I think this might be the last year of. This is another conversation, but it might be the last year of like crossplay not being standard. I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing crossplay being the standard among every single online game going forward. And I
I
hope it
would hope
is. I
so.
really hope it is. At least the last generation. The PS5
Now you
or
got some,
PS6, we're definitely going to see
Sony's.
more.
Nah, so remember Sony's pushing back. Sony was pushing back on crossplay, and so was Nintendo.
I know, but they
So,
finally caved. They did cave. I mean,
but how much though? We don't know.
true.
It,
But
so I don't know. This whole era, PlayStation has been really making some fuck
yeah,
ups,
no.
and
Since the
it's
PS5
going to be
release,
things that we're
honestly,
going to
it's been
remember for all time. Like they are not going to shake this down.
Sony's been killing it with their exclusives for sure. Like we've had banger exclusives since day one of the PS5. Maybe okay, maybe not day one, but Returnal had some issues, but like Astro's Playroom was another surprisingly good game.
No, that was good.
All the God of War games were incredible. Spider-Man, Miles Morales, both absolutely astounding. So they still been Horizon. Oh my God, fucking Horizon, Ghost of Tsushima. All those games have been killing it, absolutely killing it. But on the other side, all their like customer service shit is
literally
just
everything else around that is
yeah.
like, and
The only
nowadays they're
thing
pushing out.
Sony's doing good is their exclusives, and honestly, all those exclusives are offline anyways. They're single player games, so you don't even need the subscriptions to play those games. So
Except for the ones that you do for no reason.
yeah, that's weird. I don't like that. Well, I mean, that's not for the PlayStation exclusive. That's not super common because like
Yeah.
Horizon's not like that. God of War is not like that. Spider-Man's not like that. Ghost of Tsushima wasn't like that.
And that's
So
there's another corporate mindset thinking. Why would you raise your online prices when your bread and butter is AAA single player game?
yeah, exactly.
So why would you attack that? Like I put that in a comment on YouTube one day. I was like, what the like I was thinking about it. Like that's just not
It doesn't.
Like, but investors are happy, right? Like their share went up what, like 3%, 4%, something like that when they announced this. Like they're like, yeah, we're about to lose all our fucking subscribers. Yippee! Like
because
what are you happy about?
You know what it is? Like they've seen Netflix raise their subscription prices, and they were fine. They saw them crack down on password sharing, and they saw a boost in subscribers to Netflix. So Sony's over here like, maybe we can get away with this. And you know what? Honestly, they probably will get away with it. But
yeah, but Netflix is also about to start adding ads to their shows, which is going to once again plummet them. So they're all like, "What is it with these companies, man? They take 2 steps forward, 3 steps back." It's like, bro, what are you doing? Like,
guys, what do you think about the rise in PlayStation Plus subscription prices? Will you be renewing your subscription? Are you going to be canceling it? Hopefully, you like renewed it if you could have already, because the new prices went into effect yesterday. So the 6th was the last day that you could have done it. So hopefully you did jump on that. If not, sorry, head over to CD Keys. Go save yourself some money. Other than that, let us know all your thoughts in the comment section below. We always appreciate hearing from you guys, and we always appreciate you guys coming to the channel and hanging out with us for a bit. I was hoping you would say something, but okay, never mind. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please hit that like button. If you're new to
once again, had better cues.
Whenever I have a pause, it's usually a cue. Anyways, if you're new to the channel and you're not subscribed yet, perfect time to do so. Head over there, slam the subscribe button, hit that bell so you get notified whenever these videos go live. And we'll see you next Friday in the Proper Gaming Talk Show. Peace out, guys. Love you.
Later.